So, I'm going home, and I can't record this right now. I'm not gonna act either. I can't do this. So maybe I'll pull my cock out. To be real for a second, I just packed all my clothes. And when am I ever anything but real? It's 12:30 in the morning. I am leaving for Boston at 12:30 today or tomorrow. Well, it's not tomorrow, but you know. And I'm really tired, and I thought I was gonna have a lot to say, and I don't yet. So I don't know how that's gonna pan out, but just packed up all my clothes, and it looks like we're going home.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Andrew didn't know what I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah, of course I've seen that video. Gabe loves it.
I love that video too.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of questions that begin to come up whenever it's time to move back home. I think easily there's a question of why. You'll have friends ask you why you're choosing to go back, and you'll have other friends ask you why you're choosing to come back. You'll have people ask you if it's really worth it, and whether or not they realize it, you'll start to see how these people are going to miss you, and how they're coping with that when they decide to ask you why. You'll start to question yourself and your own motives. You'll begin to ask yourself if this is really the right decision to be making. You'll go back and forth on it as you always do, but for whatever reason you'll decide to do what has always been decided. And then that becomes that. You'll start to see yourself in different contexts, and trying to figure out which one might best fit. And eventually, I think you'll come to understand that thinking like that might not be very productive. I'm sorry if you feel like the decisions in your life need to be ruled by money and opportunity. I'm sorry if you decide things because they'll help you follow your career. I'm sorry if whenever you decide whatever you decide, there's a part of you that knows you did the whole thing out of fear. And I'm sorry that that's really, really normal nowadays. You'll ask yourself if it's all really worth it, and you'll have no idea what all and it are. And you'll start to realize, as I'm sure you already have, that you is just a stand-in for me. I'm quite sure that for a little while now I've been thinking too much about what comes right now. And the funny thing is, now that it's here, I'm not thinking much about it at all. I'm thinking about the future more blankly than I ever have, because the future has finally become today, and God, I am so truly thankful to be able to say with my chest that I am finally excited for this thing right now. This thing that feels real, this thing that feels new, and this thing that feels admittedly really scary. I don't really care what it means to go back. I don't know if I care whether or not I think it's admirable to try and fail and try again. I don't know if I think it's admirable. At least that one thing is true. I know for sure to be a part of something might be the most beautiful thing that you ever could be. This is not the beginning because the beginning never happened. And if it did, which I'm sure it did not, that was about 13.8 billion years ago, which is kind of a long time ago. This is not the beginning. And this is not the end, because if there is one, which I'm sure there's not, that's like billions to trillions of years from now, and I promise you it won't be miserable. This is not the end. What I can say is that I hoped to go to karaoke tonight with my friends and have a really good time, but now we don't know what we're gonna do, and it's fine. And I can promise you that still, after weeks and weeks of videos, barely even scraping 100 subscribers, barely even scraping 100 views every week, which we still haven't hit the subscriber part, you'll see a video from me next week, and the next week, and even the week after that. I can promise you that I'm not going anywhere. At least that I can promise. That was the take, baby! Woo!
And recording.
That's the last shot.
That was good.
That's the last shot.
So we stand here now, and no one knows us at all. I won't get used to this. I won't get used to being gone, and going back won't feel the same if we aren't staying. Going back to get away after everything has changed. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. Everything is changed. Taking up our time, we can't go back, we can't go back at all. Taking up our time, we can't go back, we can't go back at all. Taking up our time, we can't go back, we can't go back at all. Taking up our time, taking up our time. When we were so alive,